بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا لقيتم الذين كفروا زحفا فلا تولوهم الأدبار ومن يولهم يومئذ دبره إلا متحدفا لقتال أو متحيزا إلى فئة فقد باء بغضب من الله ومأواه جهنم وبئس المصير صدق الله العظيم. Sabr, istiqamah, courage, tawakkul in Allah. These are all great qualities that the Quran Kareem, the Sunnah, the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam have stressed. And the manifestation of these and the application of these, depending on what the situation is, sometimes it becomes obligatory. So we have this value of sabr, patience. One obligation of Islam, for example, which tests a person's patience in a particular way is sawm, fasting, that you abstain from food. So now this sawm brings the value of sabr into a person, and you also require a certain level of sabr. But the hukum, the obligation there, the ruling there of fasting is an obligation. It's a fard. Like that, Hajj as well. Anyone who's been for the travel of Hajj, they know how much sabr and patience is needed. Like that, you have istiqamah. The entire deen is based on istiqamah, steadfastness. You need a level of courage as well for many things. So likewise, in the context of the ahkam, the rulings of jihad, engaging with the enemy, qualities are also needed. Certain qualities are needed and they are expressed in these ahkam. So over here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions an obligation upon the mujahidun, that when they engage, the believers, when they engage, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا لَقِيتُمُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا زَحْفًا, that when you meet on the battlefield the disbelievers, and when you meet them zahfan, the zahf literally means crowding. So when that is the situation that you've met one another on the battlefield, فَلَا تُوَلُّوهُمُ الْأَدْبَارِ, then you cannot run away. Don't flee from them. So this is an obligation. Firar min al-zahf, from the kaba'ir, from the major sins, where you have shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ascribing partners, uquq al-walidain, qatl al-nafs, disobeying parents, murder, yameen ghamus. From amongst all of these major sins, one is firar yawm al-zahf, that when the armies meet, when you're on the battlefield, then if someone, without a valid excuse, the excuses will come, if they flee from there, that you abandon your comrades, that you abandon the rest of the army, this is a major sin. In fact, in any army, if someone just, without any excuse, if they abandon their comrades, then this is considered to be a crime. This is wrong. Now, they may not have a spiritual aspect for it, but for us it's a kabira, it's a major sin. Why? Because this is a time of ijtima'iyat. It's a time of being together. Everyone has to stand shoulder to shoulder, together. So if one person runs and second person and third person, then what's going to happen to the defense of the Muslims? And there's a level of tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here as well. So what are you running for? If it's fear, is that fear with something which is excused or not? That the Quran Kareem will lay out when is it excused or not. One such excuse is if the enemy is double in number or double also in power. So for those people who are leaving or have left Sometimes they leave other countries, they're in Muslim countries where there is a war going on, they're being attacked. But because the military might of the opposition is so much more, that becomes an excuse for them. It's a valid excuse for them to leave the field at the time. وَمَنْ يُوَلِّهِمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ دُبُرَهُ Whoever turns their back on such a day at a time when you're supposed to have courage and steadfastness, then, except for two reasons that are mentioned here, the third we said that if you're outnumbered, إِلَّا مُتَحَرِّفًا لِقِتَالٍ, that sometimes as a war strategy, a battle strategy, that sometimes you show as if you're retreating, that you come back and then you attack, that is jaiz, مُتَحَرِّفًا لِقِتَالٍ. أو مُتَحَيِّزًا إِلَى فِئَةٍ, that if you have backup that's coming and you go and join them and then you come once back, once again you come and then attack once more, that's also jaiz. If these excuses are not found, the two over here, as a war strategy or to join other backup and those that come to assist, and the third we said that if you're outnumbered, doubled, that's including numbers and in power. فَقَدْ بَاءَ بِغَضَبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ, then that person has attracted the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a kabira, it's a major sin. وَمَأْوَاهُ جَهَنَّمْ, his abode will be Jahannam. وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ, and a woeful destination that is. So, just as we have said, the way we understand it is that values that have been given to us in Islam of sabr and whatnot, there are also laws and application to that and ways that those get manifested. So, in the battlefield, in the ahkam of jihad, this is how it manifests itself. Just like a person can't make their own fasting timing in Ramadan, say that I want to fast this much for so many hours, that's my level. No, that's an obligation there, it's a fard. You must fast from dawn until sunset. That way, that is the way how sabr will be shown in the obligatory fast. This is how the sabr will be shown on the battlefield. That you cannot turn your back and run away. We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us an understanding of these.